Hey guys! I hope you're having an awesome time and that you really enjoyed the Dallas Zoo, because I did. It was really awesome. So I'm gonna give everybody like a minute or two. I'm gonna introduce myself because I always forget to do that. Hello, I am Miss Marie, and today I'm gonna be doing origami time with you. So while we wait for some of our friends to have the time to like join us, let's go ahead and open our little envelope. And in there, you should have a sheet of paper, like 2 sheets of paper, one on both sides is the same color and the other one has a design. So to make it a little easier on us, we're gonna be doing 2 different origamis today. And I also gave you the instructions, but I wanna show you how to do it just to make it a little more, less complicated basically. So we're gonna use this one to make our little friend the whale. As you can see, we have here couple collection of some of the friends I've made. This is my favorite I've done so far. Is I call it Mr. Crab because it reminds me of SpongeBob's crab because it's kind of a similar color. And then I had a big old whale with a big old googly eye. So let's get started because I think it'll be fun. And I just wanted to mention before I forget, if you didn't get a chance to get a kit, that is totally okay. If you just have a piece of paper or construction paper and you cut it into a square, you can totally do this because I made these tiny ones with tiny pieces of paper I had around. So let's get started. We're gonna be starting today with our friend the whale. And the first, I'm gonna keep my instructions handy on my side just in case I need a little bit of a refresher. So step 1 is to make a diamond shape. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this tip and connect it with the bottom tip. So let's do that. And you always wanna work with the paper looking towards you so it makes it a little easier. So we align the tips, tip to tip, and then I take my finger and I just run it across to make a crease. So when we make this divot or like this mark on the paper, that's called a crease. So we have our crease done, awesome sauce. Now we're gonna open our piece of paper, and remember, it's gonna be looking towards you, so it might be a little funky when you look at the camera, so I'll be twirling it around so you can see it. So to start off, I'm gonna take my right side of my paper, and you see my tip. I'm gonna try and align it with the center line that we just created with that crease as best as we can. I'm gonna twirl it around so you can see how it looks. So you see the line here. I'm gonna align as best as I can all my side to that. And it's gonna end up looking like half a kite. And we're gonna crease it on that side. Remember, that's my right side. We're gonna do the same thing with my left side. So let's do that again. I'll show you a little slower. So we're gonna align that tip to the center and slowly fix our paper so everything's touching to the middle. Ta-ta! Kind of looks like a kite, doesn't it? When you're looking at it from the top, it kind of looks like a kite. So the next step is we're gonna take the tip and put it to the top where the two other tips are meeting. So we're just gonna put that there. Ooh, moved a little bit. That's so totally okay. And crease it again. So it should be looking like this, looking towards you, remember. But I'm just gonna show it to how you do it. So now that this looks kind of like a kite, we're gonna close it like a book. So we're gonna take one side and slowly but surely, we're gonna fold it. And because we just did that crease, it should be pretty easy to fold, right? What we wanna do now is we're gonna slowly start twirling it 90 degrees to the left. Sorry, it's a little backwards the directions on my side now because I'm doing it backwards. See, I did that wrong, yeah. No, I did it right, yeah. So it's gonna look, if you were to like put it up to try to stand, it's gonna look like that to you. So we're gonna do that. Now this is gonna be the head of our whale and this is our tail. So for this part, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the we're gonna take the tail and we're gonna like fold it upwards, up to the skies. Ta-ta! And it's gonna look something like that. It's almost done, guys, I swear. We're almost there. Okay, so just to make it easier on us, we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna unfold it and fold it exactly on the same spot where we just did. And that's gonna create a crease on the other side. And that's important because that's how we're gonna make our tail for our whale. So after you do that once, so we're just gonna put it back to the same spot where it was. We're gonna open it, and it's gonna look something like this. So if you have it looking to you like this, I'm gonna twirl this so it makes sense to me. Like this, we're just gonna go ahead and open it. So this part's a little tricky, but it's pretty simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hold it on the front where the head is, and we're gonna push where the we just created those creases. So we're just gonna push, and we are gonna now make sure that it's close. So what we'll do is we will fix the lines so they meet and crease the top. Ta-ta! Our whale is almost done. If you have some scissors that I have seemed to forgotten, you can cut down the middle here on this line a little bit, and that's what's gonna create the tail sides. But you can also just leave it like this. I want mine to have a googly eye, which I had glued just a second ago. Whoa. Okay, got my glue. And y'all have some googly eyes, or you might just have some hearts that I was able to make for you to use as eyes. Just whatever, or you can just color it. That also works. I just like googly eyes. We love googly eyes here at the library. And now, my whale. So ugly. You can use this as a bookmark if you want to. It's really awesome. So, yeah, that's the whale. Was that easy or what? I thought it was pretty simple. If you got confused, no worries. It happens. You can rewatch the video or follow along with the instructions, and I try to write them as best as I could so it would make sense. But let's move on. Let's do our crab. This one's gonna be a little difficult, so if you get confused, that's totally okay. I got confused the first time I made this. So it's gonna start a little similar how it did with the whale. We're going to put tip to tip and crease. One step. Now we're gonna open it, and we're gonna do the same thing from the other two tips that we haven't done it with. Okay, so we're gonna do that and crease it again. Okay, now we unfold it again, and then you see how we have excess all around? That's part of, like, half of it. Now we're gonna take the bottom and meet it to the top. Or in this case, my bottom and your top, because probably makes no sense on the camera, but it's okay. And then we crease it again. And we unfolded it one more time. And now we want to do the same thing from side to side. We're gonna fold it. And something that I think makes it a little easier is to align the paper as best as you can is make sure that when you're aligning it, so like make sure that you can twirl the paper around so it's easier to see for you. Okay. And then we're gonna unfold it once again. So now you see that we have kind of like a star shape in the middle. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Awesome, you can. This part is where it gets tricky, and Miss Anne-Marie is gonna get a little closer to me on this side so she can kind of see it. Okay. So you see how all these lines are there? What we're gonna do is we're going to take our sides and kind of pinch them into the middle. And we are going to put one side down on that side, and then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side because we wanna form a triangle. Kind of forgot the name that this has specifically. I think it's the mountain fold that we're doing right now. And then we're gonna take the top now from here. We're gonna push slowly on it, making sure that all the lines are, like, everything's aligned. So we want it to look like it's just one triangle. Ta-ta! I will do that again just because I know it's a little confusing, but it kind of will look like this. So again, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna take my sides and I'm gonna pinch them to the middle, and where they meet, I'm going to crease the sides. So just push on them so they're touching. Now, what I tend to do is I hold it from here and I take the top and I push down on it. And then I crease the sides. That's it. Now you know how to make the mountain fold. Yes, I want to say this is the mountain fold. Ta-da! Okay, so the next step is we're going to use, you see how you have different flaps? I'm gonna call this flap A. We're gonna take flap A and we are going to kind of make like a half a triangle there. You do this as best as you can without ripping the paper. This is the part that's very optional, so don't worry if it doesn't look exactly like mine. Now, we did that side, right? You see how we did it? We're going to fold, like open it like a page on a book and push it to the other side. And we're gonna do the same exact thing that we just did. What I like to do it this way because then you can use the first one as a guide. So then your claws look very similar. I'm gonna align it and crease it. To make it easier to push on the paper, I like to use the side of my thumb. It's a lot easier to push on it and it doesn't hurt my fingers. And then we open it again. But whoa, we want it to look like this. We don't want it to be on top. So what we do is we open it, remember, like a book, and you see where that same line is, that line is, we're gonna fold it exactly on that same spot. So we're not gonna create a new line, we're just kind of folding it the other way using the same line. So now they look the same. Okay, that's kind of the hardest part of the crab, guys. I swear, it starts to get easier. So we're gonna flip our paper like a pancake. Bloop. It's already flipped, right? Awesome. So this part, again, this is very optional. All my crabs look different because none of them are the same. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little fold, about maybe half an inch, maybe. It just depends. What I like to think about it is I don't want to stress the paper. I just want to fold it until it wants to fold. If it doesn't want to fold, don't push it. Okay, so that's how your should look right now. Remember, we flip like a pancake and we fold it upwards, about half an inch or so. So after we do that, we're going to turn it around until what we just did, it's on top. Ta-da! This part, again, a little tricky. So we're gonna now we're gonna be working on the top claws of our crab. So what we're gonna do is, you see this part, how it flipped like it's a page? We're gonna take this little corner, and try to align it as best as we can to this corner up here. Okay, I'll do that and I'll try and show you. So we're gonna meet our corners. And again, it's supposed to look different, it's okay. See? You meet this corner to this corner over here. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, we're gonna take our corner and meet it. There's other ways to do this, but I think this is like just the simplest way to do it. And it makes sense. See? So it's starting to look like a crab, isn't it? We're almost there. So now we're gonna take the little peak and we wanna make it kind of like flat, like crabs do have it. So we take this pointy side and we fold it to the middle of the paper. And we crease it. It's a lot of creasing in this origami crab. And we have one more step and then we're done. This part I think is optional, it's just to make it look pretty. So you see this side of the paper, the top side, we want to meet it with the middle. It's a little hard and it's okay. I'm gonna take the top and put it to this side. Okay, I'm gonna do it and then try and show you. Okay, actually if Miss Marie, Anne-Marie comes a little closer, what I do is I just kind of pinch it and then, well, it's a little hard to do sideways, but there, it kind of looks like that. That's how they do their pinchers. See? And see how the difference is on this side with this side? We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Take the top there and meet it to that side. And ta-ta, we have a crab. That's it, guys. It's as easy as that. You can draw eyes on, or you can just decide to put googly eyes on. Like, as you can see, I like my googly eyes a lot. It's just so much fun, especially if you want to play with them. I think they're pretty fun. But yeah, that's our craft. If you have any questions or concerns, please put them down in the comments. And if you decide to do this craft, like, I would love for y'all to post a picture, because we love seeing your guys' work. But anyways, thanks you for watching. See you guys. Bye.